Welcome back to Investing Talk Podcast. Today, we are really digging into a company that's been moving incredibly fast lately, Datavault AI. We got a lot of input from you, our listeners, pointing out some pretty extraordinary recent events, massive funding, huge market momentum. So our job today is to structure all that information. We need to kind of balance the intense hype that's clearly out there with the underlying financial realities and what the next few months might look like. The big question you're asking is Datavault AI stock a good time to buy now? And just before we jump in, a quick ask. If you find this analysis valuable, please do subscribe, like the video, maybe leave a comment. We really appreciate the feedback. Oh, and yeah, if there's another company you'd like us to take a look at, definitely let us know in the comments below.
Yeah, this one's definitely dynamic. What the sources you shared really underscore is how Datavault AI shifted. It went from being seen, as sort of a microcap underdog, just a small player in data infrastructure, to suddenly being talked about as a high-growth AI contender. It wasn't just small stats. It feels like a really strategic transformation. And it seems driven mostly by, huge capital injections just in the last quarter or so.
And you could see the market reacting like instantly to that. We're not talking small percentages here.
Yeah.
The price action alone tells a story. The shares just exploded, 241% just in September, closing at $1.16. You had that generative AI excitement plus the news about the funding hitting at the same time.
Exactly. The capital is really the fuel here. The sources lay out this kind of dual funding strategy. It wasn't just one thing. They managed to secure $25.9 million earlier, back in July 2025, which probably helped stabilize things quite a bit. But then came the real game changer.
Right. That was the big Silex announcement in September.
Precisely. That $150 million strategic investment from Silex Holding Company, that's what completely changed the conversation around valuation. But, and this is important, we need to be clear about the structure. The headlines often gloss over this. It was announced as an initial $8 million tranche first. The rest, the vast majority of it, is actually subject to stockholder approval.
Wait, hold on. So the biggest chunk of cash, almost all of that $150 million, it's still conditional. What happens if the shareholders say no? That seems like a pretty major risk factor, doesn't it? Something we absolutely have to track.
It absolutely is. And that's a critical detail for anyone considering the stock right now. But, even the intent, the strategic partnership itself, that gave a lot of validation to their vision. And this capital, assuming it all comes through, it's specifically meant for building out supercomputing infrastructure and these data exchanges right here in the U.S. So it's about dramatically speeding up their platform rollout.
Okay, so besides the cash, they also tightened things up with IBM, right? This wasn't just talk. IBM actually pledged, 20,000 engineering hours and quantum expertise. How big a deal is 20,000 hours in, like real-world terms?
Oh, it's massive. Seriously. Think of it like getting a huge boost of top-tier R&D talent dropped right into their lap, talent they don't have to go out and hire or train. 20,000 hours. That could easily accelerate their development timeline by, maybe several quarters. And it's focused specifically on improving their core products, data value and data score, and also pushing hard into the enterprise market. It's a huge stamp of approval on their core technology, their IP.
And the sources also mentioned they did something pretty smart financially around that time. They actually amended their IBM subscription agreement to reduce the upfront costs. That sounds like managing cash flow very carefully right before that potential Silex money arrived.
Yeah, a very savvy move. It shows they were aware of the liquidity pressure they were under at that point. Smart timing.
Okay, let's unpack this a bit more then. The market obviously loves the story, the potential, this huge slug of new capital. But we need to look past that September stock surge. What do the underlying financials actually look like before all this new money potentially hits their bank account? What does the historical picture tell us about their financial health?
Well, you absolutely have to start with the growth because that's the bedrock of the whole bull argument here. Their recognized revenue for Q2 2025 was $1.7 million. Now, that represents a really substantial 467% year-over-year increase. And their trailing 12 months revenue hit $4.44 million. So, in terms of just pure growth speed, they were running circles around a lot of peers in that AI platform space.
That kind of growth is, it's staggering. But accelerating that fast, especially when you're building out infrastructure, that usually costs a fortune, right? What's the cautionary tale on the other side of the ledger, the income statement?
It's pretty stark, yeah. Profit margins are still deep in the red. Very negative. The company booked a net loss of $67.73 million in 2024. That's more than double the loss they had the year before in 2023. So you have to ask, okay, where's that nearly $68 million going? It seems to be primarily two things: really aggressive R&D to try and stay ahead technologically, and, critically, the initial spending on building out the infrastructure for those supercomputing and data exchange plans. They're essentially running hot, burning cash, prioritizing grabbing market share long-term over any near-term profitability.
And looking at the balance sheet health, the sources definitely confirmed that financial stress was real before this potential lifeline. The current ratio was mentioned as being low at 0.5. For listeners maybe not as familiar, what does a 0.5 current ratio actually signal about their liquidity situation?
Yeah, zero point 0.5 is generally considered a red flag. Basically, a current ratio of 1.0 means you have exactly $1 in easily accessible assets, like cash, for every $1 you owe in the short term, like bills due soon. A ratio of zero point 0.5 means for every dollar they owed coming due soon, they only had about 50 cents in liquid assets ready to pay it. So yeah, before this Silex deal possibility emerged, this was a company facing pretty significant liquidity risk. They likely needed to raise money just to keep the lights on.
Got it. So that $150 million, assuming it fully materializes, isn't just about growth. It was potentially a necessary lifeline that, instantly changes their whole runway picture.
Exactly. It gives them the financial breathing room, that security blanket needed to really push into those new high-value areas they're targeting. The sources specifically mentioned biotech, energy, and entertainment. The whole idea, the whole investment thesis now is if they deploy this capital well, it gives them the time and resources needed to finally reach a scale where they can flip that negative cash flow positive.
And their whole plan now really depends on executing, right? We're
Right.
using this newfound war chest effectively to build on whatever competitive edge they have. What exactly is their moat? According to the source material, I mentioned leveraging both AI and blockchain. How did that combo create something unique that maybe other data platforms don't have?
Yeah, that combination does feel distinct. It's almost like they're trying to build a Fort Knox for data, but for the AI era. The differentiation seems to be right at that intersection. The AI part helps process the data, find the value, but the blockchain part, that provides the immutable, the unchangeable, auditable record for data authentication and privacy. Think about high-stakes areas like proprietary biotech research data or critical energy grid information. Trust, security, knowing where the data came from, that's absolutely paramount. So their claimed edge is being able to manage that data securely, prove its origin, and then help companies monetize the insights from it using these specialized platforms. That's the moat they're trying to build.
Okay, this is where it gets, well, really interesting, I think. They've got this potentially huge capital infusion, but also the risks we talked about, like the shareholder vote. So now the market's going to shift from watching the fundraising news to tracking actual execution. What are the key dates or events coming up in the next, say, 3 months that investors really need to have on their radar?
Yeah, the calendar gets pretty busy now, and performance is going to be measured very quickly through the financial updates. The first big one is October 15th, 2025. That's when they're scheduled to release Q3 2025 earnings. That'll be the first real look for investors to see how that initial $8 million tranche from Silex was used, and crucially, to look for any early signs of revenue growth coming from that IBM partnership or maybe early Silex-related activities.
And what about seeing if the bigger players, the institutions, are buying into this story?
Good point. That comes just about 2 weeks later. October 31st is the deadline for institutional holdings disclosures for Q3. So we'll get to see which big funds, which institutions, the so-called smart money, actually put money into Datavault AI during that big September surge. That can often act as a kind of secondary validation. Then looking towards the end of the year, December 17th looks key. That's slated for their Q4 2025 preliminary earnings, but maybe more importantly, the release of their critical 2026 platform roadmap. That should lay out the longer-term strategic path.
And all along, hanging over everything, is that crucial shareholder vote on the rest of the $150 million from Silex.
Absolutely. That vote is fundamental. It basically determines if they actually have the full financial runway they're planning for through 2026. Now, beyond those scheduled dates, the market is apparently buzzing with some pretty high-impact rumors, too. Sources are suggesting there might be major enterprise pilots in the works, potentially with Fortune 500 companies, using Datavault AI's advanced data authentication systems.
And given Silex's background, I guess there's chatter about biotech specifically.
Definitely. Speculation is high about them pushing further into strategic biotech expansions, trying to leverage Silex's connections and expertise in that industry. And one more thing, given their specialized tech, especially now with more visibility and potential funding, there's also market talk that Datavault AI could become a very interesting M&A target. Maybe for a larger AI firm or a big cloud provider looking to buy that kind of advanced data monetization tech and get quick access into these niche vertical markets.
Okay, stepping back a bit to the technical side, or at least the analyst view, how are the professionals sizing up this opportunity right now?
Well, the analyst consensus, according to the sources, is remarkably positive. It's currently rated a strong buy.
Yeah.
And the average 12-month price target, it's really ambitious, sitting at $7 per share. Now, compared to the recent close around $1.16, that represents well over 500% potential upside.
Wow, okay, 500% upside that's aggressive. What's the main justification analysts are giving for that kind of valuation? Are they just assuming everything goes perfectly with the execution, or is it more based on comparing them to other companies that are maybe already at scale?
It seems to be predominantly based on a successful execution thesis. It really hinges on two big assumptions. First, that they successfully get and deploy the full Silex capital to build out all that planned infrastructure. Second, that they convert those rumored pilots we mentioned into real long-term, high-margin enterprise contracts. That $7 target essentially implies they achieve that scale, and then they get valued using multiples, like maybe enterprise value to revenue, that are similar to already established high-growth, specialized data platform companies. It's definitely forecasting success. It's not reflecting the current reality yet.
Right, so massive potential upside factored in, but we absolutely have to circle back to the risks involved with that kind of rosy forecast.
Oh, the risks are substantial, and they are tied directly to that execution story we just discussed. The biggest worry is just plain high execution risk. What if they fail to deploy this new capital effectively? Or what if they can't break into those high barrier markets like biotech or energy fast enough to offset the cash they're burning through? Then there's dilution risk. That Silex deal, if it goes through fully, involves issuing a significant number of new shares, which dilutes existing shareholders. And finally, as you always see with these smaller, more speculative tech stocks, there's just inherent microcap volatility. The price can swing wildly based on news, rumors, or just market sentiment.
Okay, so wrapping this up, what does it all mean? The investment case for Datavault AI seems like a textbook example of duality, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Undeniably high risk, but also potentially very high reward right now. And it feels like everything hinges on how well they execute over the next, say, 12 months with this potential new funding.
Exactly. And the source material suggests this split personality makes it potentially interesting to two different types of investors. On one hand, you have aggressive short-term traders looking to play the volatility around the upcoming earnings, the partnership news, that shareholder vote. And on the other hand, you have potentially strategic long-term investors who are positioning for multi-year growth in this whole AI infrastructure sector if they really believe this management team can actually deliver on the promise of this game-changing capital.
Which brings us right to our final provocative thought for you, the listener, to consider. Given this potentially transformative amount of capital and the company's specialized AI and blockchain tech, and knowing the biggest hurdle seems to have shifted from survival to execution, what stands out most to you? Is that potential for becoming a dominant platform in tough markets like biotech and chasing that potential 500% upside worth taking on the risk of their current unprofitability? Or, put another way, is the risk of dilution from the new shares or the market volatility actually less concerning than the risk of completely missing out if Datavault AI does manage to pull off this major shift?
It really comes down to weighing that massive potential reward against some very significant, very real risks. A classic dilemma.
Indeed. Well, thank you for joining us for this look into Datavault AI. We hope this analysis was helpful. We'll see you next time on Investing Talk Podcast.